A really cool thing has been put together by some of my favorite, very smart basketball personalities on Twitter. I don't know if personality is the right word. Analysts, I don't know. Accounts. NBA Draft Point and Cali Drafts and PDT Scouting, Arman Jovic, who we interviewed a couple times earlier this summer, have worked together on an awesome project where they are ranking the top 50 international commits coming to college basketball. And the way this was captioned from NBA Draft Point, I think these three guys who have watched all of these international players for years and are really fluent in their intricacies, their strengths, their weaknesses, all these good things. I think they've watched some of the American based recruiting sites struggle with ranking international players, and international players coming over is such a big part of the sport. Now, the recruiting services have to start including these guys in their rankings, but they don't know where to put them. And I think there are some pretty large misses. There are some pretty large discrepancies on where certain guys are ranked or should be ranked. So, anyways, basically, the what I would consider the three subject matter experts on international prospects coming to college basketball have worked together to come up with a consensus top 50 rankings. And I do think this is something everyone should save, maybe bookmark, come back to throughout the season. My guess would be this will be pretty accurate. But there's also at least one thing on this that jumped out to us right away as a little bit of a surprise. So let's get into it. The top 50 ranking, and follow NBA Draft Point on Twitter. That's the one who initially tweeted this out. But NBA Draft Point puts out Hans Steinbach, the Washington commit, star of the FIBA World Cup this summer, as the best international player coming to college basketball this year. Neoklis Avdalis, who is going to Virginia Tech, is 2. Dame Sarr, the Duke commit, is 3. Mario St. Superi, Gonzaga guard, at 4. Thiz DeRitter and Johan Grunlow, a Virginia duo, at 5 and 6. Ilias Kamerdine, who I actually am unfamiliar with, at 7. Sonata Frew, the Louisville big man, at 8. Mihajlo Petrovic, Illinois point guard, at 9. Luka Bogovac, North Carolina's first option, according to Riley Davis, at 10. Filip Jovic going to Auburn at 11. David Mirkovic, Illinois big man, at 12. Omer Mayer, Purdue commit, all the way down at 13 behind both of the Illinois commits. We'll stop there. Some other names I just want to throw out quickly. Dwayne Aristode, a guy that has been in American recruiting boards for a very long time, is at 17, and he's going to Arizona. I will say it's a little bit of a surprise to me. If there's 16 international players better than Aristode this year, pretty awesome international class, I would say. But yeah, I think we've hit on most of the big names. Go look at the full top 50 with NBA Draft Point. David Mirkovic ahead of Omer Mayer. Dion, is that what jumps out to you, or are there other things on this list you'd like to discuss first?
I mean, there's a lot of dudes ahead of Omer Mayer that jump out to me. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody from the comments I've been making on the channel since he committed to Purdue. I love the top three, by the way. I think I would swap one and two. I don't know how to say his name. The dude that's going to Virginia Tech.
Dallas,
He's
Nicholas.
the best international player to me. He's a bucket. Like I think he's about to pop off once he gets to Virginia Tech. But Hans also like what did he average in the U19? Like 15 and 15 or something
Just
ridiculous?
absurdly productive. Yeah, I have no problem with Hans at 1 based on what we've seen. I really don't. He was incredible at the World Cup.
Yeah, like the top three dudes, in my opinion, like are just insanely good basketball players. I love Omer. I would have him in the conversation, but the fact that he isn't, I'm not going to argue with it just because how good those three are. Um, this DeRitter, he been trying to go to the NBA for like half a decade, dog. Like when Zion, when Zion Williamson got drafted one, his name was in the entry portals. It feels like he's been like. There's no way you can convince me he's better than the 19-year-old kid that transferred over. Luka Bogovic is 30. David Mirkovic is like 35. Like these guys are like so old, and they played in lesser European leagues than Omer played in. And so, like, what are we talking about? Like, the Omer played for Real Madrid at 18. Luka Bogovic was 22 playing in the Admiral Bet League. Real Madrid at Europe didn't even compare the two. There's no way that I think Omer should be this low. And that's not even me taking away from what Mirkovic, Bogovic, this the Ritter, even Petrovic are gonna do at the collegiate level because they could be insanely productive. I don't know if I think Luka Bogovic is gonna be UNC's number one option, but do I think he's gonna be really good? Yeah, I do think so. He's a 22-year-old freshman. I think he should be pretty good. But I think the 19-year-old kid should get some benefit of the doubt because he's already had a more productive international career than the guys ahead of him, which is why he got to play in the league he got to play in.
Yeah, I hear it. The hard thing with this, I almost really don't want to criticize any of this whatsoever because these guys know way more than I do. Like these guys are not people that would like make the mistake of ranking someone who's a little bit older ahead of someone who's younger. Like they understand where all these guys have come from. They're very smart. I follow all these guys individually and like trust everything that they put out. I really do. So I for me, I I just am totally stuck on Mirkovic over Meyer. And I don't want to misspeak on who of these three that worked on this it was, but I think it might have been man, was it Cali Drafts who put this together? I think it was Cali Drafts who put like the big player value, like role projection database together, where you could go through and basically based on where an international player has played, his production, you get like a number, numeric value assigned to you based on what your role was. And I remember we did this conversation earlier in the summer, and he had Omer like way, 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 way down the list. And it just felt like a total aberration or anomaly compared to a lot of the other, I don't know, viewpoints on Omer. So I do wonder, like, I almost wish if this is a consensus rankings from the three of them, I almost would like to see each of their three individual submissions because my guess is Omer slots in 13th here, largely due to being tanked in one of the rankings based on what their analytics or their database puts out. I don't know. Honestly, to me, if I'm right about the way Callie had his like role projection at, because he was like not in the top 50, I want to say, when that video came out. The other two might have Omer really high and Omer's down, but regardless, if we're just going off of the consensus rankings, I would like to go on record and say this. Mirkovic ahead of Meyer feels very off to me. All of the buzz from Illinois' offseason stuff with Mirkovic is like, well, he showed up out of shape. I don't know. Year two, we're hoping could be really good for him. Like Humrick House might start, right? Player impact ratings from people watching Illinois is like Mirkovic is like eighth or ninth. Okay. No one at Purdue is talking about Omer like that. Like all we're getting from Omer is he's going to be here for 2 years. He's studying with Braden Smith. He's here to help us win a title. There's just it's two totally different stratospheres of first impressions, right? Omer showed up to campus and everyone at Purdue was like, "Oh my God, we got one." And Mirkovic showed up to Illinois and everyone's like, "Let's get to next year." So again, maybe I'm overreading summer behind the scenes buzz, but I'm also using what I've seen with my eyes. I mean, these guys played the Nike Hoop Summit together. I thought Omer was like a dominant passer. He had 11 assists in that game, and Mirkovic did some good things too. But everything we've seen this summer points to Omer being an impact player and Mirkovic being a fringe rotation guy at Illinois. So that's really the only thing I would really criticize from this. Bogovats at 10 is interesting to me. Like, obviously, if you're in the top 10, you're expected to be really good. But the way North Carolina fans are talking about him, I think they're hoping Bogovats is like a top three player overall. And I would even apply that to Petrovic at Illinois. It certainly feels like Illinois needs Mihailo Petrovic to end this season as a top two or three international player in the country, not the 10th best guy. And if Petrovic is, or wherever he is, the ninth best guy, that may not bode well for Illinois, in my opinion.
So I just did about 45 seconds of research into Luka Bogovic and David Mirkovic's national team career because I decided, well, they're like 22. So obviously they're playing on the national team. Omer Meyer probably isn't at 19. Um, at the Euro Championships, David Mirkovic, 1 game, 6 minutes total. That's what, on Montenegro. I looked up the roster. I haven't heard of anybody on this roster besides Kendrick Perry, who's my age, by the way, 32. Respect to him, still kicking. I would love to still be playing pro basketball. He's their best player. He went to Youngstown State, man. he was a bucket at Youngstown State, but like, I mean, even Luka Bogovic didn't play that much. Like, I, I've been saying this a little bit. Some of like the 22, 23-year olds that come over, I just have caution because it's like, how are you like still in the position to come over here and play college basketball? That's not me saying David Mirkovic isn't going to be good, but I mean, I have caution based upon what he's done overseas, and like you said, he came in over, out of shape. There's nothing you can really. If Omer Mayer went to the draft, we're touting what he did overseas, playing for Real Madrid at such a young age. And then we're touting the shape that he's in. And instead he's coming to college basketball. I think it's just a different, they're in two different stratospheres in terms of what the ceiling is in terms of a player. So I think Omer Mayer is just a better player than both David Mirkovic and Luka Bogovic. He needs to be in that top three to me. He needs to be in that top three.
Yeah, you and I are aligned on that. We're very high on Omer, obviously, but yeah, just behind Merck was the surprise to me. But yeah, either way, this is going to be something that's good to come back to because again, the guys putting this together are like incredible at what they do, and we should all value their opinions. I will say, I said this a couple months ago when the other project that I was alluding to came out, and we did a video on it. You could interpret these rankings as a little bit of a sign for caution in your Omer Meyer belief. I mean, I, there are smart people giving us data points that are just like, let's slow down the hype a little bit here. Um, Ultimately, it's up to us to determine if we want to do that. Do you want to slow down your Omer Meyer hype train at all because of this or no?
No, absolutely not. I just decided, like, my eyes, I probably need to go get them checked because they might be special. They might be special.
They're just better. End of the season, what is your top three of international players in college basketball this year? Not talking overall, because again, with Omer, it's like a 2 year thing. So
Yeah.
year one may look significantly worse than year two when it's kind of like his team after the big three seniors leave. But at the end of this year, top three most impactful international players, who would you bank on?
I think I'm alone on this hill with Duke. I don't think Dame starts. I think I'm alone on that hill a little
I'm
bit.
on the hill with you. I like Sebastian Wilkins more than
Me
Dame.
too. Me too. I think I swap Hans and the no one and two. I swap one and two. I'm not gonna try to say his name. And then I think I put Omer at three, and then I would have Dame at four for what it's worth.
Okay. Yeah, I like Steinbach at one still. I'm keeping that. The Virginia Tech kid at two, I'm totally fine with. And then for me at three, you kind of got to take a shot on who you think will actually have a big role here. And I think I'm actually going to go with Frew, the Louisville big, because I think their front court rotation's wide open. And the rumblings on Frew are that they love him this offseason. So outside of that, like put Dame Sar, Omer, Petrovic all kind of in a bag together. Maybe even Luka Bogobats from North Carolina. But I'll be honest, I'm skeptical of all things Carolina. Anything they say good in the summer, I just don't believe based on how the last couple of years have gone. So we'll wait and see it. Lastly, I would like to make this point. It's crazy to me that Virginia got two of the top six of these guys.
One of them, I can't wait till Feast the Ritter plays a basketball game. Like I just can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to watch him play basketball. I mean, this kid's been trying to go to the draft for years, and they're just like, yeah, now we're good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It is crazy to me. It's crazy that like of all programs, it's Virginia that gets two of those guys. So
It is crazy, but Feast the Ritter shouldn't be allowed to play college basketball. I honestly want to talk to the NCAA about his eligibility. There's just no way he should. Him and Luca were like teammates at
yeah,
one point. It's crazy.
Andre Yelovich, the Kentucky forward, all the way down at 20 here, behind a guy named Mile Tunka, who's going to Penn State that I've never heard of. Do you think 20 is too high, too low for what you expect for Yelovich?
I think I would have excluded him from the list until he's actually on campus, to be
He's
honest.
on campus. You need to
Oh,
stop doing this.
oh, is
Yes.
he on campus?
We got a bunch of shit for you saying he's not going to come, and then 2 days later he came to Lexington this week.
Okay. Well, he wasn't on campus when I said that.
Yeah.
Kentuckians.
I don't even think I got to talk to you offline about this. There are private message board conversations where like important people with Kentucky media were kind of shitting on us because of the way you approached this.
Well,
I would have Yelovich in my top 10 on this list. That's all I wanted to add. Go follow all of these guys, Cali Drafts, NBA Draft Point, and PDT Scouting on Twitter. They do great work.